Morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
Me and my friends are having a great time. It's not face to face, it's all online. We're all in our homes, miles away. Love them like my family, what can I say? My crafting show is on, it's my time for me. Laughter, tips and tricks, this is what I need. We're here to have fun, we're all in the zone. When crafting with friends, you're never alone.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Let's have a good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Good morning out there. I see we have people that tune in from all over the world. So let's say a quick hello and see who we have with us today. Good morning. Let's see. We will try to stop. I know I've already missed a couple, but we've got Linda M. Good morning. We've got Jenny Owens. Good morning. Faker McFake. Good morning to you. Let's see, we've got Becky from North Central Texas, Barbara from Ohio, good morning. Cindy Ball, good morning to you. We've got Sue Galvin, we've got Robin's Quilt Basket, she's from Maryland, and we've got, let's see, Georgette, good morning to you. Alrighty, now of course we've got our friends from Canada, good morning. We've got Leslie from Northeast Texas. Awesome. And Kathy from Ecton, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if I said that correctly, but happy birthday to you. Well, happy birthday. We just love birthdays. And of course, October birthdays are the best because we're in my birthday month. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I hope you have a fantastic day. And guys, I guess there's going to be birthday cake yet again today. So go ahead and grab yourself a slice. Awesome. Good morning. I hope you have a fantastic day too. Let's see. We've got San Antonio, Texas. We've got Delaware on here. Up Design Custom Z. Good morning. Let's see. We've got Flo from Cary, North Carolina. Happy birthday. Yay, everyone's wishing you happy birthday. Awesome. Okay, so as you can see, we've got people that tune in from all over the world, and it's really amazing. And I really love and appreciate all of you guys for all your support and being with me on my little sewing journey here. We have a lot of fun together. If you're here for the first time, my name is Nancy with GiftsHQ. And if this is your first time, pop your name in the chat and let us know that you're new here, because our community is really awesome and we love to welcome you on. And we just have a great time together. We have all kinds of things. We laugh a lot, we sew a lot, we do projects, we do demos, and we do a lot of stuff just all in between. So it's just a lot of fun to be here. Of course, we've got my little sidekick here, Mr. H, who handles all of our techie stuff and does all of the graphics. So we have a lot of fun with him. Sometimes, he does some embarrassing moments for me, but it's okay. Awesome. Yay, everyone's saying happy birthday. See, we love our community. We are so welcoming. Thank you all for tuning in. I really, really appreciate this. All righty, let's see. Hey, Quilting with Harriet, good morning. You're back. Yes, she's had her little vacay from a wonderful week on the beach. Awesome. Yes, I saw those pictures. They were amazing. I love it. Love it, guys. We do have a Facebook group, so if you guys have any pictures, you want to show us some of the work you're working on, or just showing your vacation pictures, we'd love to see it too. So go ahead and go into our Facebook group, because we do all kinds of chit chatter when we're not online as well. So definitely, you know, we'd like to have some of those. Okay, so first thing I like to do is start my show off with a little toast. So go ahead and grab yourself a cup of whatever it is you have in the morning, coffee, tea, soda, water, it doesn't matter. There's no judgment. Maybe a glass of wine, who knows? You can have anything that you want. So go ahead and raise your glasses. And if you don't have one, no worries. I'm going to go ahead and pour you a cup. So go ahead, get your little cup of whatever, raise those glasses. I'm not seeing those glasses raised. Come on, everybody, raise those glasses nice and high, because we're going to have a fantastic week. And this is going to be a wonderful week for you guys. You're going to get a lot of crafting done. So here's to all of my gifted crafters out there having a fantastic week. All right, grabbing my little swivel here. Oh yes, that's great. I'm gonna grab one more. Oh, fantastic. Yes, yay. Everyone's welcoming Harriet back, yay. And good morning, Lady Blue Bear from Louisiana. You're driving and listening. Well, I hope you're having a safe drive. And don't worry, we'll be doing all the talking. You can listen and laugh while you're driving. Okay, so hey Marge, good morning. You're going on a retreat in a few days. Ooh, you're hoping to get some significant sewing in. Ooh, we're all jealous. Well, right now you're in our little virtual retreat with us, right? So don't worry, we'll go around with you. Okay, so I guess, you know, since Harriet's just getting back from her vacation, let's do a little switcheroo. We're going to go over to our snack shack that's on the beach, right? Because Harriet was at the beach, so we're going to go on the beach too. Give her a little flashback of all the good times she had this week on her vacation. So here we are on our beach. We've got our dolphins. Don't forget, you can't feed them. Don't do that. All right, go ahead and pick out any snacks that you like. We've got all kinds of donuts and danishes and muffins and croissants, anything that you want for breakfast. We've got eggs and bacons back there too. Go ahead, put your orders in, because you can definitely have some of that. And I think they're making omelets today, so it should be pretty good. So go ahead and grab your snacks and get yourself into your nice cozy spot. And I think we've got some birthday cake in there. Don't forget that. So grab yourself a slice of that before you sit down. And once you are ready and you got all your snacks, I hope you go to your nice little cozy spot, or at least a little safe place to watch or listen while you're, you know, doing other things. Hopefully, you know, in your craft room, maybe working on a project. You know, I don't want to have you mess up your project because you're watching, but you can be listening while you're working, right? Alrighty, so we've got our snacks, we've got our drinks, we're in our cozy spot, we're ready to go.
Wait,
Oh, what are we waiting on? Hold on.
I left the cake in the truck.
Oh, Mr. H left the cake in the truck.
Let's go.
Really?
To the truck.
We're gonna have to roll it back. Let's go to the truck. We gotta go get the cake. All right, let's roll it. Here we go. Okay, there's the truck. Now we've got the cake. You know, of course, you know, you always forget the cake. Oh, here we are. There's your birthday cake. Yay. Awesome. Yay. We've got birthday cake. Don't forget, we've got all kinds of flavors back there too. There's multiple cakes, you know. We just like to kind of keep it a little bit interesting back there. Awesome. Yay. You like the free drone delivery? Yes, Leslie. We love that too. You know, especially when the weather's bad, you know. Let the drone bring it to you. You know, it's not just pickup. We do delivery too, right? Awesome. Good morning, Cheryl. Wisconsin is late, but in the house. Woohoo! Awesome. Yes. All righty. Yeah. Robin's quilt basket. You want that omelet? Yeah. Okay, no problem. Put in that order. Ooh, pumpkin spice donuts. Yum, Sandy. Alrighty, so I think we are ready to go now, aren't we? So we've got a lot to talk about today because it's Monday and we're starting something new. We like to start something new during the week and keep us going. So we did some t-shirt quilting. Last week, we did a couple of other things, but I kind of thought I should change it up this week because, you know, we are in fall, full bloom, right? We're in October, towards the end of October. We're getting really close to Halloween. It's only maybe about 2 weeks left, I guess. So we really better make sure that we've got our, you know, fall Halloweenish type stuff ready to go. So one thing that I was able to finish up, and I don't know if you guys remember, but because I kind of put this project kind of off to the side, and then I kind of forgot about it, and I've got my tiers of trays of things that I've got to finish. So got a couple things on there that I need to finish quilting, binding, putting backing on, and this was one that I totally forgot that I didn't finish the piecing part of it. So I went ahead and I finished that this weekend. Not perfect, not exactly how I wanted it to come out, but I think it's not too bad. I still need to get it quilted and I still need to add the borders on the side and do the backing. And I have that ready to go. So I'll probably be working on that as a side project during the week. So let's see what that looks like. I'm gonna undo it here. Had to kind of fold it up. If you guys remember, this is a little wall hanging. It's called Spooky and Sweet, and I think it's just adorable. And it's perfect for right now, right? So here she is. I think she came out so cute. We've got to name her, right? We've got the boy, we've got the girl, we've got to name her because, you know, she's just too cute. And I think that, you know, I got to get her ready and out the door because she should have been up already and outside hanging, you know. So I think it's super, super cute. I can tell you that this block right here, oh man, that was just, it was a mission. I think I redid it like 3 times because I just couldn't get it exactly the way I wanted it. But at the end, I thought, you know what, it's good enough for me. This one's for me, so I'm all good. But this was a difficult block to do for if you're a beginner. This one was pretty tough. Lots and lots of points on this one, and a lot of things you really had to pay attention to. And I kind of was a little distracted, so yeah, I didn't pay attention too much on that one. So I kind of messed it up a couple times, and then I had to redo it and sew it again. Oh, Flo, you ordered it, but probably won't get it done for this year. Yeah, you know, I think I did that. Last year, I had ordered it and I put it to the side, and then this year is when I finally said, I need to do this because, you know, it's just too cute. But it is really nice. And the funny thing is, I thought that the hardest part was going to be doing the little characters. The characters were actually the really easy part. And if you really look at it, they're just like a lot of strips that you're sewing together. I think the eyes and the nose, or the eyes and the mouth was kind of a little tricky, just, you know, because I struggle with, you know, symmetry, making sure that they're okay. So a little struggle on there. Not too bad on the Dracula. I know I messed up a little bit here on the witch. This one needed to be just a little bit more narrow, but that's okay. I'm good with that. And then this block was just so challenging because it had so many points, and I didn't do too great on it, but did the best I can. And I thought, you know, I have too many other projects waiting for me, so I just wanted to finish it and move on. So I went ahead and did that. And then the bottom ones weren't too bad, but I just can tell you, really pay attention and measure. I didn't do too many measuring after each sewing every piece. So I kind of was rushing through this one. So it is what it is. I think it's cute. Came out fine. I'm just going to go ahead. I got to add some borders on here. I have them cut up. I just need to run my machine to add the border all the way down on the sides and then on the top and bottom as well. Just add those borders as well. But other than that, this is done. Then I can just do the backing and the quilting and the binding on that. Binding is just not my favorite thing to do, but yeah, we'll get it done. And hopefully before Halloween. So I'd like to kind of have this ready to go and on the door for Halloween. So we'll see how that one goes, because who knows, you know. So anyway, that was another one of my projects that I had as a kind of to-do to finish. And, you know, it's pretty much done. I'm happy at the stage that it's in. So just gonna finish that up probably today, put those borders on and be done with it. And then just quilting and binding. We'll see if I can do that before Halloween. Not too sure. Might just leave it with the borders and hang it this year like that for now. And then next year, maybe I'll have it completely done. We'll see about that one. Okay. Oh, and you know what? On that, when you get that kit from them, this is all like the leftover fabric that I have. So they're pretty generous in terms of fabric that they give you. Of course, on top here, this right here, if I can get it out, let me open this up. This right here is the background fabric. So you still, of course, I have a lot of that because that needs to go. But look at all the fabric that I still have left over and I can use for some other project for Halloween. And it's got all the Halloween colors. So I might try to do something with this. This is all just leftover. I mean, I'm completely done. Got my borders all cut up on my design board over there. So not too much left in terms of cutting, like for what I need for the project. But this is all just going to be extra, except for this. This is all just going to be extra. So you could use this for something else. So I like that they gave you extra because I'm telling you that block that I did, that big block over here, where'd it go? Is that Fat Quarter Shop? Yes, it sure is. It sure is, Renee. This block right here, did it 2-3 times, and I think on the third time I ended up, I didn't like how the fabric was all kind of warped and like I had redone it too many times. So I scrapped it and then I cut myself some new pieces and redid the block again. So still have a lot of that left over, the orange, the purple, the green. So even if you have to redo this block a couple of times, you've got extra. So I really love that they did that because yeah, this one was pretty difficult one to do. So yeah, so I think, you know, it's a pretty nice kit. And the fact that they give you some extra and it's like not exactly what you need, you have a little extra if you make some mistakes. So don't be afraid of that. And I think they do a pretty good job of being pretty generous on their kits. So I do love that because sometimes you'll get a kit and it'll give you exactly what you need just for that project. And if you cut something wrong or you do something wrong, you might have to kind of substitute some of your own fabric and that kind of distorts the design you were looking for sometimes. So yeah, but who knows? Faker Rafay, almost finished with your granddaughter's costume, mermaid with a tail. Oh, very first costume. Congrats. Oh my gosh, that's just gonna be so precious. You've got to show it to us. You got to show it to us when you're done. I would really love to see it. Awesome. That's going to be amazing. So much fun. You know, my husband did a a little costume for my son. What grade was he in? Was it first grade, second grade? I don't know. He was really little.
Second grade.
Yeah, I think it was second grade. He wanted to be Wally. And we were like, okay. And, you know, at the time, there was no Wally costume like anywhere. Like I went everywhere. I think I hit every Party City store, any costume store, any place where I can think of where I could find a Wally costume. My husband even went online. We couldn't even find Wally costumes. It was crazy. But he insisted he wanted to be Wally and nothing else. No matter how many costumes I showed him, he wanted Wally. So, of course, Mr. H, you know, had to kind of invent Wally. And he took a box and we did all kinds of, like, we were up till God knows what hour. And he had like an event or something in school. And so we had to kind of stay up late and we were determined that we were going to make him his Wally costume. And so with cardboard boxes and printouts of things and a lot of glue and a lot of cutting and a lot of things, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, but he was so cute. Everyone loved his Wally costume at the end. We'll have to post a picture later on Facebook. Yeah.
And it had sound effects.
Oh yeah, he had sound effects too. Oh yeah. Yeah, his costume was so good that the entire day of school, the teachers kept talking, like they were doing like a parade around the school. And so they got to visit different classrooms. And so he's wearing his little Wally costume. He was all proud, and he had a little sound effect with it too. And so it was making the little noise. And so they paraded him around, and everyone was talking so much about this Wally costume that people were coming to visit the classroom after the parade was over because they wanted to see the Wally costume again. And every time they came to visit the costume, they had to call him over and tell him, "Can you put the Wally costume on again?" And he was like,
Yeah.
and so he would put it on again. It was just like a big box and put it over his head. But it was so funny. I'll put a picture out on Facebook later today so you guys could see it. But yeah, so much fun on that one. You could so get creative for Halloween and have a lot of fun. I mean, the costumes are great that you can get into the store, but isn't it so much fun when you make a costume that's like you can't find anywhere? Totally, totally worth it. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay, I know you're not here to hear about costumes and things like that. We're here to craft, right? So let's get to it. Okay, so what we're going to be working on today, I've got a quilt kit here. Now, I'm going to show you guys the concept. I don't know if this quilt kit is available anymore because I bought this quilt kit, I think, was it last year? Maybe, something like that. I brought it from the store in Maitland, Florida. It's this, the sewing studio store in Maitland, Florida. They have, if you search Hopscotch, they have a whole bunch of them. They are available, but not this particular panel. But we're going to talk about that because you could use any panel. So if you have a panel in your stash that you've been trying to figure out what to do with, this pattern here works perfectly for that. And it's so simple. Like just looking at the picture, you can tell this is a pretty simple pattern. Let me open it up so you guys can see it here. I'm going to pull it out here. Okay, so let's bring this over to desk cam. Can we put desk cam over? There we are. Okay, so this is the pattern. It's called Hopscotch, a pieced panel quilt. This basically is a panel right in the middle, and then they call it hopscotch. So you have like these big blocks that you're basically just putting together. And guys, super simple. I don't even have to like look at the pattern and you can see, oh my God, this is pretty easy. So yeah, love the panel. I did too. I fell in love with the panel and then I forgot all about it. You know how that goes. So I definitely have to start doing this and I want to have it done soon. So let me give you a close-up so you guys can see it. Isn't that adorable? Look at these gnomes. I really love the colors. I think it's amazing. So cool. I know when I did this trip, I actually met, I think this was the trip where I met one of you that came to the store. I think it was when Judy came. And she met me at the store. That was a long time ago, I think.
Was it Judy?
I think it was Judy.
Oh, Judy
in Maitland. Yeah, yeah. I think
not Maitland. It was,
yeah, it's Maitland. The sewing studios in Maitland, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember that I bought so much stuff. Like I bought, this was like, I was so excited that I found a really good sewing store there. They have everything. And you know, from the outside, it really doesn't look like very much. And once you go in, it's like, woo, you're like, oh, you're in the land. You have all kinds of things. They've got the sewing machines. They've got all the notions. They've got tons of fabric. They've got vinyl. They had everything. I mean, they had everything in that place, and it was pretty big. When you walk in, it's like, whoa. From the outside, you know, it's got like this kind of narrow entrance and you think it's not going to be too much, but when you walk in there, it's like, whoa. I mean, we were there for hours. I don't know how long. I was there for hours. I know that. But it was just so big for you to be able to see everything. It was like, whoa. Okay, anyway, so I got this along with a ton of other stuff, and it's just now I'm getting around to it. Okay, so I think that the gnomes are amazing. I love the colors. And you know what? This comes with batik fabrics. These are all batiks over here. So cute. So if you got some batik fabrics that can go with some really cool colors on your panel, it will look amazing. But I want you to look at just the design itself. So if you're looking at the design here, look at these. These are just blocks of fabric with some sashing in between on the top and then on the bottom, and then like a big border off to the side going all the way around. So cute and so simple. So I'm like, you know what? This is such a simple design. Without me even looking at the instructions, I know that I can do this. This, you know, we've got this here. It is pretty simple. Just doing the cuts, adding the sashing. You know, you got your outer sashing here. You probably need to trim up the panel and then just put this outside border here. Pretty cool. So definitely, you know, really nice. That store is your Disneyland? Oh, yeah, it is. It was like, man, why can't they have one of these closer to me? I think we're going to have to move closer to that store.
We'd be broke.
Well, we'd probably be broke. Yeah, probably. I'd be there like every day. I'd probably have to ask them to, you know, give me a job there because, you know, all my paychecks would just stay in the store.
I would have to be working for the...
Yeah, I think Mr. H would have to work. Maybe you can do like, you know, their marketing. I don't know, all their website stuff. Who knows? Maybe we should ask, right? I am really just loving that store. It's really cool. If you're ever in that area, that's the store to go to. I mean, they have it all the kinds, good kinds of stuff. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a couple of people you guys know, they have an online presence too. I think you can get stuff from them online as well, but you know, you just got to be there, touch the fabrics, touch the vinyls, and they've got quilt kits everywhere, and you got quilts hanging all over the place. It's just pretty cool. Okay, so I did something also a little different this weekend. I went to see my daughter. We had dinner with them to celebrate my birthday. Yay! So that was a lot of fun. But I met with a lady that has a long arm machine. Pretty amazing. And I wanted to get something that I had pieced together, and I wanted it to be quilted. But I didn't want to use the Designs by Juju edge-to-edge quilting or any of those other patterns that are out there. I wanted it to be done on a real long arm machine. So I did contact this lady that works out of her home, and she has a long arm, and it's amazing. Oh my gosh, so cool. I am going to share the details with everything that she told me about her. She kind of runs a little business from her home, so at a later time I'll give you all of that info and kind of gathering everything up and putting it together. But I had her do a little project for me on the long arm, and I think it's pretty cool. So I'll show you guys that once I have everything ready. So stay tuned for that one. Yeah, just a little teaser for you guys. It's just a little special project that I wanted to do. So stay tuned. Okay, so getting back to this, let's take a look at what the kit comes with, okay? First of all, let's take a look at the panel, because pretty cool. Let's see, I'm going to move this on top. Yeah, just look at these colors. Oh my God, amazing. I love the fall colors. And let's see how good of a job we have to do on this panel here. Okay, let's open this up. Yeah, a lot of ironing to do since it's been sitting in the package for a while, but oh my goodness. Wow. Let me hold it up. Here we go. So cute. Yeah, I'm loving these colors. So bright, so fall. I think she's adorable. She's just adorable. Really love it. Look at the little bunnies on the bottom too. Oh my God. Screaming cuteness. We've got the little apples here. Oh my gosh. Oh, we've got a fox on this end too. How adorable with the grapes. Oh my God. So cute. This panel is just adorable. I really love the colors on this one. It is. Yeah, it's so adorable. I love this. It's so cute. The colors just really pop for me. It just speaks to me. These colors are just, you know, my favorites. The reds on here, oh my gosh, Really, really adorable. I really love it. So, you know, the panel itself, I mean, it's pretty big. Let's see if I can measure this. So my mat goes up to 36 inches. It's a little bit wider than that. So let me see, 36, and then we've got about, well, a little bit more than that. Let's see, 36. Let's see, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. About 44, 45 inches, more or less, from the width, so not too bad. Lengthwise, it doesn't seem too bad either. So, you know, it's a nice size panel. I mean, you could just take just this and, you know, quilt it, bind it, and have this like as a wall hanging. I mean, really, really cute, really nice. But at some point, and maybe I could do it like during Halloween, I'm going to put like, I live like on a corner and we have like a fence, so I could put quilts all along the fence. Wouldn't that be so cool? My neighbors will be like, she's lost it. But so cute. Love this. Okay, I'm gonna need a lot of pressing here because it's been sitting in that quilt pattern. So these crease lines here are really etched in there. So we'll have to go through at maybe a nice little iron and press this out really well. But yeah, so super pretty. Yes, it is. I think it's so adorable. I love it. Okay, so let's look at the other fabrics here. And I've got another one to show you too, because, you know, ideas are just going through my head. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So, okay, so this is the panel. Put that over to the side. And let's take a look at the batiks. Oh, cute. Look at these colors. Oh my God, you got to see this here. Let me move this over. So, so cute. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Put that against the panel. I mean, oh my God. So, so adorable. Love these colors. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, oh my gosh. You gotta like play with this. This is just too cute. Love the colors. The batiks. I mean, I love batiks. It just does something. It's so, so nice. It's so pretty. I'm afraid to cut it. But really, really nice. So very pretty color. Let's look at the next one. We've got a few. I'll kind of try to keep this one to the side so we can compare. Here's the other one. Very pretty as well. Really nice. And it goes well with it, you know. And this one actually against the panel. Wow. Now, if you look at the actual picture somewhere, here it is, you'll see that you're kind of pairing up some of these panels or blocks together. So you're going to have to decide what is going to go with what. So, you know, as we're looking at the fabrics, you know, think, do you want this block to go against this block down here? Do we want it to go that way? You know, you got to kind of decide how you want it to look like. So pretty cool. Let's look at the next one. Oh, wow. This one's nice too. Let's move this one over. Cute. This is kind of more of like a flowery thing, but very, very pretty. And I think you can see that one down here. Yeah. Nice. Very, very nice. Then we've got another one here. Oh, this one looks like it's got pumpkins. How cute is this? Okay, ready for this one? Let me see if I can, let me flow it this way so you can see the pumpkin. Isn't that cute? You see the little pumpkin there? So cute. Very, very fall. You've got the leaves. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. God, batiks are just so amazing. Really, really nice. I love batiks. And so this is another one here. I'll kind of angle it this way so you can see all these colors. Oh, now we've got a green. We've got a lot of this green. I think this is the border. Yeah, I think this is the outer border. So see here on the design, we've got this outer border here. I think that's this. because we've got a lot more of that. So pretty cool. God, all these colors together screams fall, right? Doesn't it? Along with the panel, I mean, my gosh, it's too cute. Too cute. All these colors. Yes, very, very pretty. Definitely. I think it's so cute. And you know, I'm just looking at it all around and I'm trying to decide, okay, which one do I want to go with what? You know, because you got to kind of decide which block is going to go with which one. Do you want them on the top, on the bottom? So I'm going to have a hard time kind of trying to decide what's going to be what on here. But look at, you know, the design itself. Oh, and of course we've got one more. Sorry, one more. And I think, I want to say this is the sashing. It's kind of a weird one because it's like white, but not white. And you can see it, see on the camera right here, it just looks like it's white. If I angle it, you'll kind of see it a little bit. So it's got like this very light color. Can you guys see that? You can barely see it. It's like a little bit of yellow. Yeah. Little tints of yellow to it. So it does match perfectly. Yeah. It's like a little bit of a yellow to it. Kind of like a, almost not like a tie-dye. I don't want to say, it's kind of like a tie-dye, I guess. It's a really tint of yellow kind of all over. But really hard to see it on the camera, I think. Yeah, you're going to have a hard time seeing it. I think you could see just a little bit of it. Maybe a little. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, it's, and I probably, when I bought this, that's probably why I didn't, you know, do it right away. It was kind of like, I don't want to cut up this fabric. It's just too beautiful. I really love these colors. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. Amazing colors. But yeah, I think, you know, it's going to go perfect. It just screams fall. And I got to get over my little anxiety of cutting into these fabrics because I love batiks so much. But it's like, I don't want to cut it because it's just too beautiful to cut. But I have to, because if not, I'm never going to get this project done, right? So I definitely got to get over that. But it's, you know, it's really so pretty. So pretty. And I love it. I love this bunny. This bunny is just too cute. The little fox is cute too. Let me see. Where'd he go? Where'd the little fox go? Let's see if I can find him. Here he is. Let's look at the fox against the fabric here. He's adorable too. Look at that. Look at the colors on him. You know, really, they did such an awesome job matching all this together. They really did. Like, they've got this gold tones, the browns, the cream colors, the bright oranges, the reds. It's just such a nice mixture. And this fabric here that they picked out to go with this panel, pretty cool. But you guys can do that yourselves as well. You don't need a pattern to tell you how to put panels and fabric together. You can kind of do that on your own. So let's talk about that, because when I looked at just the design, I'm not looking at the instructions or any of that. We're just looking at the design. The design, or the layout, I should say, the layout of the actual quilt. It's just a panel in the middle, and then you've got some blocks together with some sashing. Now the panel in this case is going horizontal, but a lot of the patterns also go vertical. So I'm going to show you another one that I have, and this is just a panel. It's not a kit. It's just the panel itself. And this one, I believe, goes vertical. A little bit different look, so I would probably match up some different fabrics to it. But what you can do is just kind of use these little block patterns, or you can just do squares. If you want to do half square triangles, you can kind of make your own design on the top, your own design on the bottom, put a panel in the middle and add some border to it. You just made yourself a quilt without using a pattern. Yeah, you hate cutting beautiful fabrics. I do too. Oh my gosh. And this is why it's like, I just don't want to cut it because it just looks so gorgeous. Can I just like add them like that? but I know I do have to cut it. I know. This is going to be an absolutely gorgeous. Yes, I think so too. I think it's going to be really, really amazing. It's just, I got to get over this fear of cutting this beautiful fabric because, you know, it's just, I have some batiks, but I don't have a lot of them. And when I see colors like this, it's like, oh, and I don't want to cut it. So yeah, but we're going to have to do it because we want to get this thing done. It is fall and we're already running late on this one. So we've got to cut that. But let me show you something else here. If I can move this over to the side here. God, pretty, pretty colors. We'll keep that there. Okay, so I have another panel here. Now this one, I want to say, actually, I don't know if this one had the name on here. Hold on, let me just check real quick if it has the name. Sometimes they'll have it, but I think it's already been cut off. Oh, here we go. It's David Textiles Inc. The license is under them, but this is Makiko art. I don't know. I'll show it to you guys. It's on the selvage here. Usually that's where they'll put, you know, where it's from. Can you guys see that? There you go. So it's there. I don't know if you search under Makiko. I don't know if you'll be able to find it that way, but I did a quick search, didn't find it anymore, and I didn't spend too much time looking for it because, you know, it was just such a long time ago since I bought it. But again, you can do this with any panel. So let's take a look at the different panel here. We're going to keep this one. Let's keep the bunnies. Got to see the bunnies. I just love the bunnies. Sorry, guys. I just have this thing with the bunnies. Let's fold it this way. Got to be able to see those bunnies. Okay. There we go. So cute. All right. There's the bunnies. And so adorable. My God, so adorable. I love them. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's look at the second panel here. So this one is not part of the kit. This is something completely different. It's a panel that I bought, and I want to say I got it in Hobby Lobby, but I'm not sure. But I have it here. Another really cute one. It's fall inspired as well. And this one is vertical, not horizontal. So let's see how I'm going to fit this one here. I'm going to kind of pick this up a little bit. Here we go. So here's another, whoops, here we go. Really cute one. And this one already has a border on there, as you can see. So that's pretty cool. Let me hold it over my head again. Here we go. So cute. Really, really pretty. Nice little scarecrow. Has a little apples and stuff on the bottom. Some sunflowers, some corn. Really, really adorable. So this is another fun one that you can kind of match up with your own fabrics and your own stash. Now, this one is going vertical. So it's a lot longer, but it's probably just as wide. Maybe this one's just a little bit wider. Let's see if we can compare it. If I can, yeah, I think this one's wider. This one's much wider. This is already halfway and it's already pretty big. So let's see. Okay, so more or less here. Yeah, it is, but it's a little wider. Maybe about, let's see, about 10 inches or so wider. So this one's, you know, it's about 10 inches wider than this one here. But this one is a lot longer. Now, this doesn't kind of have that batik vibe so much, but you can pair it up with some pretty fabrics, especially if you have, like they have that white on white fabric, but you know, you could find stuff like with colors in it too. Excuse me, 1 second. Need to grab a sip. Okay. Sorry about that. I think all the fibers kind of went down my throat there. Okay. I'm choking on fabric. New thing for YouTube, right? YouTuber is choking on fabric online while she's doing her live.
Make it short.
Yeah, we'll make a short of that. Okay. So, with panels like this that are pretty long, like it already, this particular one already kind of has a border going all the way around. So really you could just do binding around this and be done and call it a day, and then maybe, you know, just quilt it and then do the binding. Or you can add something a little bit extra to this and kind of make it even longer. Maybe you want to make this, you know, just a little bit wider and longer so you can lay it on the bed or something, you know, so you can add on more fabric to the edges, and you can do that using the same type of technique that they're using for this panel. So let me just, I've got to fold this because it's going to drive me insane. So need to fold this back up. Here we go. All right. It's going to drive me nuts if it's not folded. Okay. Much better. Liking this better. Okay. So again, if you look at their pattern, somewhere underneath here, I have the pattern. Here we go. And you look at the blocks, you can easily just add blocks to the sides or to the top and bottom of this, and then make your own design. So even if you're doing half square triangles, do some big blocks, get some 10-inch squares, you know, do some half square triangles that will match the fabric that you are using, right? So if you got this, and let's bump this up, you know, I'm looking at, you know, this batik fabric right here. Not too bad, you know, that one's really not too bad here. So let's see, it's kind of out of focus here. There we go. Yep,
Out of focus.
it's still out of focus. Hold on.
The layers. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so if you look at, and I'll get my pointer so I won't put my hand in so much. If you look at this batik fabric right here, it goes pretty well with this. You know, it's really not that bad. You can probably get away with some batiks if you wanted to add some batiks. But the problem with it is it's kind of busy, you know, so it's a little busy for that because the border already has all this stuff going on. So you might want to go with something a little less busy. It doesn't have to be batiks, but you can get some nice solids, or if you have solids that have little tiny designs on them that are not too overpowering, and you can just add the blocks on the sides and on the top and bottom. You can do half square triangles, or you can do these blocks just like this and just add some sashing in between. That'll make your that's just going to make your panel larger, and you know, it's going to give you a nice big quilt. Yeah, panels are fun and super fast. Yes, you've been doing that a lot lately. Yeah, if you're looking for that quick gift and you haven't had time, and you find a really nice panel that just kind of speaks to you and, you know, kind of represents the person you're doing the gift for, get the panel. And then you just have to do, maybe get like one pack of 10-inch squares, you know, maybe with just that, or you can just cut up your own fabrics, right? You can just do that and then sew a couple squares top and bottom, maybe give it a little border. You know, if it doesn't have a border, this one has a border, but if yours doesn't have a border, you can create the border. Just use your stash. That way you're working on your stash. It's going to be done so fast because it's a panel, and then you can just kind of add to the sides, top and bottom, and you'll be done. You just need to quilt it, do the backing on it, all done. You know, it goes so fast. So panels really are amazing. Now, one thing to know about panels though, and it all depends where you go. Are they cutting it right? Right, because not all panels are squared to size. So make sure that when you get your panel, lay it out on a nice flat surface. Make sure you clear up your desk and lay it down nice and flat and look at the measurements, because even though they're cutting it, and you can see some of the cuts here, they're kind of jagged. So let me show you this one, which I believe, I want to say it was Hobby Lobby, and I think they still have this one available, but you can see here on the cuts, you guys see that? The cuts are not really nice and clean. You see this little jagged here, edge right here. Like the cuts are not, they're not clean cuts. And this is like super close to the actual panel design here. So I might have to cut into this a little bit, because as soon as I try to bind it, I'm already eating away at this actual design. So not too great. So I'm probably going to have to cut into the design here on this end. And if I do this end, I probably will have to do the bottom as well. And let's look at the bottom. You can see here the little fray going on down here. It's got some fray on here if you guys don't see that. You see, can you see it? Don't know if you guys can see it. You can see that fray. Look at all that fray down there. So, you know, you do have to square off your panels. And so what I would suggest is making sure that you clear your area out, have your cutting mat underneath, and really take the measurements to see if it's true, if it's a true block, because sometimes it's going to be a little wonky. And so you have to kind of decide, you know, how much of this you want to keep. Do I want to keep this whole big border as much as I can? Do I want to just cut it, you know, in half right here, you know, and just kind of do that all the way around? It kind of depends on the design you're looking at, because you also got to look at the panel itself. So in this case, you've got this picture kind of hanging off. You've got this little border here, and then we've got the border on the end. This design is kind of hanging out here. So you definitely want to keep some of this. So I probably wouldn't be able to kind of get rid of more than this. So I'm probably going to get rid of this end right here and just cut that. But I need to also leave some space because I know I'm going to eat into this with my 1/4 inch seam. So you want to kind of look at the panel that you have and look to see how much space do you have on here to be able to square it up. Because when you lay this out, you're going to say, wait a minute, this doesn't look very squared. And it probably is not. Because people at the store are just, you know, rushing through and they're just cutting the panel right off of that bolt. So they don't necessarily cut straight. So you really have to be careful with that. You love panels, but the last two I brought were printed crooked, had to do major surgery to save them. Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about, because, you know, they don't cut it to size all the time. And it really depends where you get your panel from, who's cutting it. You know, sometimes it just comes that way and it's not their fault. You know, they do the best they can. They usually have these little dotted lines for them to cut. But sometimes, yeah, it's not true to size, and you really have to lay this out and really look to see if it is truly squared. Most likely it's going to be off at least a little bit on all of them, right? And then you have to decide where exactly you're going to be trimming that off. And if you got designs like this that are kind of hanging over the borders here, you got to be careful with that, because you got to look at all the sides, right? Let's look at the bottom part of this. Look at the bottom. So on this side that we looked at, we said, okay, well, we've got all this space right here to cut, right? That may be true on this top part of the quilt. Well, the panel, sorry. But if you look at the bottom, look at the bottom of this quilt. We've got another leaf kind of hanging here. I don't want to cut the leaf in half, because this is where we're saying we more or less would have cut. So now I'm looking at the bottom and I don't have as much space. If I want to include this entire leaf, I've got to go all the way down here, plus add that 1/4 inch seam. So I really only have this much space to cut off if I really truly want to keep it squared without cutting anything off. So you got to be careful on these, because you got to really look at the design to see how much space you have. Look on the side here. You've got this leaf also hanging out, just like this bottom leaf. You don't have a lot of space here. So again, gotta be careful. So when I'm squaring this one up, I'm definitely gonna be checking and double checking and triple checking. And I'm gonna go with the design that is the closest to my edge, and then kind of use that as my guide so I can cut it straight all the way around. So you really have to pay attention to that, because panels are not always square. Those little tiny details make such a big difference, because imagine if I would have just went with that top, right? And then I would have went ahead and I would have cut it right here, and I would have started cutting all the way down without checking the rest of the pattern. By the time I come down to the side, and you can see here with the flower, I probably would have cut off some of the leaf here. I would have cut off the sunflower over here. And there was a lot of main pieces that I would have cut along the way without even noticing. So take a look at your panel, all the way around. Look at all of the sides to see where the design really falls before you start squaring it up. Don't think that you can just take the panel and run with it, because these panels are not true to size all the time, and you really have to take a look at it. Make sure you take the time to do that. Lay it out on a flat surface, kind of step away, step back, and take a look at the design itself, and try to pick the design that is closest to the edge and try to use that as your guide to really square that up. I think it makes a huge difference when you are planning it out so that you're successful with your panel quilts, because you don't want to cut off the design. They're just too cute to cut, and you don't want to cut them by mistake, right? So you definitely need to look at all sides of your panel to make sure that you're able to capture all of that. And then if we look at our other one here, we really don't have a lot of space, right? There's really not much space here. So you will have to probably cut into the design here a little bit. So you can definitely take a look at what you're getting and see what you can add on. Now here you can see on the picture itself, the tip of the leaf is already getting cut off. So it may be okay. And since I am adding on borders onto this, and I'm going to follow the pattern here, I'm going to have my sashing here in between, it should be okay, because that's how, you know, it kind of looks like a little picture. So things are going to be cut up. So that's going to be fine. But you definitely don't want to cut off anything like on the scarecrow or something like that that's really going to be noticeable. So pay attention to your borders, pay attention to the size, the design itself, and really square off your fabric, because if you don't do that, you don't want your panel coming out all wonky and sidewise. Other than that, people will start looking at your panel and just tilting their heads because they're off, right? And you don't want that. So you want to be able to kind of keep them nice and square. So very important to square off your panels. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be trying to square this off, and then I'll do some cutting and cut the pieces and the blocks according to the size on the pattern. But again, you can take any panel that you have right now in your craft room and just grab some fabrics that are going to match that panel. And then meet me back here tomorrow, because then we'll start working on this, putting the sashing, the cutting, doing all this to bring this all to life and get the panel nice and ready, and we can have our nice panel quilt. So that'll be a lot of fun. So go ahead and pick out your fabrics, because we're gonna have a fun time tomorrow. We'll start this off, and we'll be working on this all week, and I'll kind of bring in some other things that we can do off to the side as well. Alrighty, we only have a few minutes left, so I know we have to get to our inspirational quote of the day, so let's go over and get that. Alrighty, today's quote of the day is, "Let autumn-colored patterns and fabrics inspire ideas for creating magical fall projects." And that's what I'm hoping that you guys take away with you today. Let these colors just inspire you. Grab a panel that you have maybe in your stash, or maybe something that you want to get, and get those coordinating fabrics out from your stash and use them to make these fabric, you know, the panel with your quilt, right? So just grab the panel, grab some fabrics that you like, all kinds of different colors. You can mix and match and do as many colors as you'd like. And then we're just going to cut them up and bring this together and put this quilt. And you're just going to be inspired just by the colors. You know, just let the colors guide you. Don't worry about, you know, whether it's going to look, you know, amazing or not. Just go with the colors and try to focus on the colors to get the fall colors all together. Yes, it's great. It's awesome. It's going to be really amazing. I love doing quilts with panels because they're so quick and easy, and you know, they really look amazing. They really do. And you can do all kinds of different ones, which is pretty cool. You call it an artistic eye. Yeah, it is. It's really, for some people, it can be pretty hard picking out fabrics and stuff. So just go with your heart. Go with the colors that you love the most, that just speak to you and say fall all over it. Just grab them and spread them out on your table, and then pick a panel and just kind of put things together and see what you can come up with. It's really, really cool. Okay, guys, we are out of time. Thank you guys all for your support. Yes, you have a great Monday and start to the week ahead, and that's what I wish for all of you guys as well. And I think it's pretty amazing. We're going to have a lot of fun, so go ahead and pick out your fabrics. So thank you guys all for tuning in. I really appreciate all of your support. Hope you had a great time this morning with me on my little sewing journey, and I hope you guys do some fantastic fabrics that you're going to pick out and put it on our Facebook group so we can see what you've picked out. Alrighty guys, thank you again for tuning in. I really appreciate all your support once again. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter free.